All right, Deadlock Ultimate Move tier list. We did this one time for Marvel Rivals and it was pretty fun. Thought I'd do it for all the Deadlock characters. So this is, again, not us rating the character on a tier list, specifically just their ultimate ability. And it's in alphabetical. So if we go to Abrams, I actually think he has the worst ult in the game. Um, Abrams is like a really slow moving character, right? So sometimes people just use his ultimate to try to get away. But like because he's so slow, even when you use it to get away, they usually just catch up to you anyway with like a couple dash jumps and then kill you. And then if you do try to use it to get aggressive, like you slam them and stun them for like, less than half a second. And it's not that big of a radius anyways. Plus it's easy to dodge if they just go indoors or under any covers. So I genuinely don't think this is a good ultimate at all. Not really a good AoE ultimate, and that's usually what you look for how good an ultimate is. Apollo, on the other hand, I think is a nice middle of the pack ultimate. Does really good burst damage, especially in the first half of the game. It has a decent like range for the windows to where you can hit multiple people with it fairly easily, and it's pretty good at getting away to play your life. Bebop ult, I actually don't think is that great. It's mainly just used for like taking down walkers quickly and stuff like that. The like turning it is really slow and it leaves you kind of wide open unless you get really high in the air. You just get pummeled by like heavy melees and stuff while you're using it. So I don't think it's the best. Billy's for me is either like top of B plus or A minus. The only downside to Billy's ult really is that obviously they can break the line of sight, so it does nothing. So if you use it in the right spot, it's very, very good. It's nice because it makes it that they can't use any movement abilities while they're chained. If you fully upgrade it, it gives you the effect of not being able to be stunned. I forget what that's called, but you can basically throw heavy melees without ever getting parried if it's fully upgraded. It's also very nice in all the team fights with Rift mid boss. You're going to chain 3, 4, sometimes 5 people and pull them all in, and you get that spirit resist while you're doing it, making you even tankier, so you're better at your role. It is a little bit tough. It would be A tier if they change it so that some characters couldn't use abilities to counter it, right? So, like, for example, Ivy can go Stone Form and completely cancel your ultimate. Viscus can cube himself or whoever got stuck to your ultimate. Even Doorman can pop his ultimate when you're ulting his ability to put you in the Baroness Hotel so it doesn't do anything. But I still think it's B plus because of its AoE effect and pulling people in. Calico ult, I actually think it's like C plus, B minus area. It's nice because it gives you like some invincibility for a second. It doesn't do very good damage. It's not really like one of those AoE fights ults that help you like win the game. So I think it's like C plus. Celeste ult, I think is very bad. I think it's better than Abrams. I think it was one of the best ults in the game when she first came out, and they just kept nerfing and nerfing and nerfing it. And so at the time of this recording on July 12th, I actually think it's like D plus, C minus. Because of the fact that you can just like, especially early game, you just go anywhere near like, your Guardian and stuff. You can get the aggro of the ball off of you. You just step away from the one teammate you're laning with, and it won't do any damage at all. Yeah, I just don't think it's that great of an ultimate right now. Doorman ult. I think Doorman ult is B tier. I just don't know if I'd put it above Apollo or not. I think Apollo's better because you can hit multiple people, and since this only targets one person, I don't think it's as good. But it's really nice to take someone just out of the fight completely, especially if you catch them in a bad spot. If they're like trying to catch your doubles or something, your team's double centers, right? You catch them in your half the map, you can Doorman ult them, calm to your team to kind of rush over. You can set up some bells for when they hop out, they take a burst of damage. You can also, apply the movement slow to them prior to them going into the Baroness to try to get the extra damage of if they don't escape it. Pretty good ult. You use it to get out of a lot of situations. If you're in a bad position, you can Baroness ult someone just to get away. I think it's solid. It's probably the coolest ult in the game, but I'd say middle of B tier. Drifter's ult, I think, is also probably B tier. The fact that he can hit multiple people is really nice. The fact that he runs super fast, you can sometimes just use it to get across the map really quickly. The animation now of him running on all fours when he ults and stuff is so sick. But I think it's probably middle of B tier for that one. Dynamo ult is our first S tier ultimate. The reason you play Dynamo is for the ultimate, right? If you can catch multiple people in there, if you buy Refresher, get off twice, buy a bunch of cooldown reduction, get it back quicker. It just allows your team to get, easy triple kills if you get, multiple people with it. Very, very good. Such a long stun for the ultimate that anyone gets sucked into the black hole is like dead. Graves is our first A tier ultimate. A lot of times Graves will max out the ult as like their first ability that they max out. You get some cooldown reduction, you get some duration extender on it. The zombies are very good at applying pressure. It makes her excellent at taking walkers. It's excellent in those rift fights. If you can save your ultimate for when a rift is about to happen, pop your ult in the middle of the rift fight. Now there's zombies just running around that small circle everyone has to fight in. Even just for mid boss, this ultimate is incredible. It applies a lot of pressure during the laning phase. I think it's just a very good ult. And you can even play around it if the enemy's trying to heavy melee to break it. You can parry, now you're getting stuns. You can put down your line in the sand that stuns people around the ult so they can't break it easily. Like, there's so much you can do to play around the ult and make it very good. Grey Talon, I think, is also an A tier ultimate. It just depends on if you'd have it above Graves or not. Grey Talon ult obviously gets stacks. The more kills you get with it, the more damage it'll start doing. It's like a Predator missile. It's really good, even just at the start of the game. If you're playing, you kind of want to play a lot of the times in the mid lane, I feel like, is Grey Talon, and use the ult to finish off people that are in the left or right lane quickly. It's pretty solid. It just revolves more around your team using comms to like calm out when someone's low, so you can pop the owl. Haze, I feel like, would be like, I'll put her ultimate right here. The reason I don't have it any higher is because it's like really good for the first 10 to 13 minutes, and then usually around that like 13 to 15 minute mark, the enemy team has enough where they can invest in metal skin, and now it makes your ultimate sort of do nothing, right? So it's like a very, very good ultimate for the first half of the game. Eventually, decent players will start buying metal skin. It doesn't do as much in the latter half of the game when everyone has metal skin. So I feel like for that reason, she's kind of, middle of the pack with that. Holiday ult is actually very solid. I probably put Holiday ult just behind Billy because Billy's hits multiple people and pulls them in. Obviously, Holiday ult is better for just one single person. If you're just Billy ulting one person, Holiday's better because it stuns them longer and you kind of bring them with you. But because it's not an AoE ultimate, I don't think I can justify putting it any higher, but I think it is like B+, solid ultimate. Infernus ult, I put like B-. It is harder to get off than people think if you don't have greater expansion. It's easy to kind of dodge if any character has a movement ability. So like, even though Infernus can pop his dash and then pop his ult, and he sometimes even needs Warp Stone to get his ultimate off. It doesn't stun that long, so hopefully you've used your dash to make fire on the ground where they're getting stun nets to take extra damage. But like if I'm Billy, I can use my Rising Ram like head rush to get out of it. A lot of characters have movement abilities like the Tornado, different things to get away from the range. So it's sometimes hard to hit people with it. When you do, it's definitely solid. Nice AoE ult. But I'd say B tier for that one. You can maybe put it above Drifter ult. Dude, I just don't think Ivy's ult is that great. I'll put it between these two. It's nice because you can carry someone to a team fight, but it's just not one of those like big rift type mid bite. Like, it doesn't really do anything if you're fighting for mid boss. You know what I mean? And I think those mid boss type fights, those fights around like 20 plus minutes, are what kind of dictate who wins and loses the game. And because she's not able to help in that area, it's great for like cheesing an urn or going from left lane to right lane quickly to get to a rift, but it's not going to help you really win that rift fight. Kelvin ultimate, I just don't think is that good. I mean, maybe this is my most controversial take, but he just kind of like locks people in an igloo that like heals himself and his team. But if you're locking someone in a igloo as Kelvin when you're a support player and it's almost like a 1v1, like he's not really that great of a 1v1 character. So now you need to kind of like get your teammate with you in that small igloo with the enemy. Yeah, I just don't think it's one of the best ults. Lady Geist ultimate, I think, is pretty solid. I'll probably put it here. The ability to just instantly be a threat when you're low health and swap health with somebody else. Unless they're able to stun you to where you can't use your ultimate, it can almost guarantee you a kill. I think she's one of the best 1v1 characters in the game because of this. Even though it's not an AoE ultimate, it's one of the best, solo target ultimates in the entire game. I think it's insane. It's just a whether fact you would put it above Holiday or not, I think. But I know it's B+. I feel like I do put above Holidays, dude, because even though Holidays like pulls them into your team, this ult just like healing you full health when you're low and doing a bunch of damage is just insane. Game changer in those fights. Dude, Lash ult is another S tier ultimate. For good reason, right? You can grab their entire team. You can throw them pretty far with it into your base, into your walker, throw them back to your team. They're getting stunned the moment they hit the ground for a little bit of a second. It does good damage. You're able to jump down and hit your slam on them. It's just an awesome AoE teamfight ultimate that helps you secure almost every rift fight. So, great ultimate for Lash. McGinnis ult used to be kind of busted for a while there, and then they nerfed it fairly decently. Um, I'll probably put Hero right here for now. I think it would be lower than Hayes if Metal Skin wasn't just so good against Hayes. But the Barrage is still good for those rift fights. They're out in the open, just peppering their team from far away. Is that, covering fire? It lasts very long, does good damage. Mina Ult. I think Mina Ult is also in this B tier realm. I'll put it just above McGinnis because hers got nerfed pretty hard fairly recently. Mina Ult just does really good damage, silences people, and can hit multiple people. Really solid ultimate. I mean, maybe this is another controversial take, but I just don't think this dude's teleport is that great. Yeah, it's great to like try to cheese the urn if you can find a way to do it, like a rem or something, or just get from one side of the map to the other, or get to a walker to either defend yours or apply pressure. But again, it doesn't help you with those AoE rift and mid boss fights, and I generally think those are what separate the game, as I've said. So the teleport is cool, but I don't think it competes with the other ultimates that are above it. Maurice, kind of a similar like Dynamo type ult, but it only works on one person. Kind of similar to Holiday's ultimate. Holiday's ultimate being harder to hit though. I feel like I put it above her and probably above Lady Geist, but below Billy because Billy's is an AoE one. It's like a guarantee kill if your team focuses the person you grab. And you can get a bunch of cooldown reduction to get it back quicker because it's just like an instant guarantee. You be a bullet sponge as Mo with like the most health in the game, and you grab somebody. And you can, you just lock them down and slap them in the face. Pretty good ultimate. And because you can't miss it, like you literally can't miss it, all you need to do is Maurice is change your controls so that your ultimate ability cancel button is different than the ability to do the ult, because sometimes you're spamming the ult button to try to get close enough with your warp stone to actually ult them, and you don't want to, like, since you're spamming it, start the ult and cancel quickly. So just change your cancel input and your golden. You could like argue Holiday's better, but because I see Holiday players miss their ultimate a decent bit of the time, you can't miss a Maurice ult, and it's a kill every time. Paige's ultimate. Let me check my notes because I feel like this could be A tier. I really do. But it's like A minus or B plus. It heals your team, hurts the enemy team, and stuns them. I think it could be A minus. Because it heals your team, it's so good. Because it goes through walls, it's good. Because it can go all the way across the map, it's really good. Because it stuns the enemy team, it's good. Because it can cancel a Dynamo who's ulting out of their ult. All these reasons make it really good. And I think those reasons put it in the A tier. Paradox ult. I think Paradox ult is pretty insane. I might even put it A plus. Yeah. Paradox ult's just insane, right? It's like Holiday ult, but for multiple people, right? It's like a better version of Billy's ult because with her kit, obviously you have the bomb. You can just like pull people into your bomb or into your team through her wall. You used to just grab one person and they buffed it so it works on multiple people. And now I feel like it's just like an insane ultimate that does a lot. Pocket ult. Pocket ult is S tier, I think, right behind Dynamo. You're inflicting multiple people every time, and it just drains their health down so much that if they don't buy like Divine Barrier, they're basically gonna like be at one hit after you hit them with your inflict. So Pocket ult is nasty. It's just one of the best teamfight ultimates in the game. It poisons everyone down to like 1 health. Ram ult is like S minus A plus. It hits multiple people and just sleeps them instantly, and it goes through walls. And they're stunned for actually a longer time than you'd expect, and they only wake up when they take a big burst of damage. But you can just sleep 3-4 people through walls, mind you, and then just wake them all up with like a crazy heavy melee or whatever your biggest burst of damage is as they're a sitting duck. It's just an insane ultimate. 7 ult. I think 7 ult is really good, and I actually think it's A minus. Because the Rift is outdoors, it allows him to ult up in the air and to secure that Rift win every time if they don't have knockdown. Because those base fights are so swingy, and depend on who wins the game, the fact that you can ult in the enemy base or in your base to just like cover the entire base / spawn room is insane. And even just ulting for a mid boss is great too. So, great AoE ultimate that wins those Rift fights every time. He's so good for those Rift fights, and those fights help you take a walker every time after you win those. So for that reason, he's A minus. Shiv, really good at finishing someone that's low health. You can even use it to get away. I know they nerfed the cooldown on it if you don't hit someone with it, but its multi-use is very solid. I think it's like B minus ultimate. It's like a guarantee kill when someone's low. Silver ultimate is very strong. I think it's like top of A tier. A plus is just, I think, like if there's an A plus category, I think the wall is cut off right here. Where like silver rem or A plus, you know, these three are middle of A. These ones are like A minus. It's so nasty. Silver becomes the tankiest character in the game when she gets her ultimate to go off. They had to nerf it a little bit by making the cooldown longer, but in the fact that when you kill someone, it extends the duration of the ult. All those reasons are super good. She gets a whole new move set when her ult goes off. Her tail whip can silence people. Super solid ultimate that just makes her a force, an absolute force. Sinclair. I actually put Sinclair just above Lash, but below these two. Now you're probably like, why? Because like Sinclair copying Dynamo is just better than Dynamo because his cooldown's shorter, right, on his ultimate. But Sinclair is hit or miss, right? If you have these characters like Rem, Lash, Pocket, Dynamo, then he is the best ultimate in the game, right? But in those games where the enemy team doesn't have any of these S tier type ultimates to copy, when you're stuck trying and your only copy options are like an Ivy or a Mirage or a Calico or something, like you're not getting that much value out of it, right? Especially because it depends on the character's build. Like, right, so you're like, oh, Hazult's good to copy, but Hazult's only good to copy because of her 3, right? Like her passive that builds the stacks. And since he doesn't have that stacks passive, it's not as good when you copy a Haze, right? But that's why the cooldown on his ult is so short. And why his ult is so good, though, because when you do copy a high value target like a Pocket or a Dynamo, it's just insane. Because now you just copied the best ultimate in the game with a shorter cooldown. You're going to get it more often. So when draft comes out in this game and you can see, okay, the enemy picked like a Pocket, a Rem, a Dynamo, I'm going to draft Sinclair to kind of copy that and get it more often. He's going to be such good value. But in the current state, if you were just randomly loading in as Sinclair, and the enemy team just has like Kelvin and these other like Abrams, you're like, fuck, I have no good ult copies. But like, even though my ult cooldown's short, it's just not that good or impactful. There is some cool, funny synergies where if you're in the lane phase and you're up against a Graves, you just win every single time because you're getting her Graves ult so quickly, and it's so good in that phase. So S tier for Sinclair. Venator, I think, is like solidly in B tier with his ultimate. I'll probably put it right here. Just does super high burst damage, so it's super good if you're like a Mo and Crow grabbing somebody where it's a guaranteed hit and you're not going to miss. You can just burst them down. You get 3 shots of it. Limited time on it is a little bit rough, but still super solid. Victor is an S tier ultimate. Not only do you just get to respawn with full health when you die, but you have this giant AoE circle that will stun and damage someone if they're in it when you pop your ult. So it's good because it covers like most of the Rift or most of the mid-boss arena. And just coming back with full health, it makes him one of the best tanks in the game. Vindictus Snipe. I mean, pretty solid, pretty straightforward. I guess I'll put it here because Infernus is a little bit harder to hit. Hers is just like you're up in the air, playing around mid, playing on rooftops. You can finish people off pretty well. You can guarantee hit people that are grabbed by your Holiday or your Mo, and it works well with those ultimates. Just an all-around super solid ultimate. You get multiple shots of it. All good. Viscous ult. I probably put it right here. You know, you can roll around and stun people constantly. You can use it to get away. Very effective at getting away, making yourself tanky. Just stunning people back and forth if you're bouncing around. Great ultimate. Pretty solid. Viper ult, I mean, I just don't think it's that great. I put it C+. It's great in a 1v1 scenario where you can, stone someone for a while. You do have to hit it. Some people miss theirs. But you can stone them and then do crazy burst damage after you stone them. Warden ult. At this current stage in the game, I'll probably put it right here. Middle of B. It takes a second to start up. That's one of the big downsides to it. Most of these ults, the moment you pop it, you can, apply your ultimate. With his, it takes like 3 seconds to raise his arm to the sky, and then it's going off. And they have to be within that short range of you to be actually doing damage to them, but it does drain a lot. So, middle of B. Right? It's a little telekinesis move. We'll put it right here. It's nice, in like the lane phase, you can throw someone into your tower or throw someone into your walker if they're playing too close to your walker with bad positioning. But it is just a single target ultimate. Does decent damage and displaces them, but I wouldn't say it's better than the ones above it. I do think it's better than the ones below it. And then Yamato. Yamato's ult. Yeah, I'm not. People might hate this for it. I know it refreshes the cooldown of all of our other abilities and allows for a few seconds of immortality, or which can't be targeted. Um, but it's not like this crazy AoE ult. It reminds me of like Magic's ult from Marvel Rivals. It's solid, but it's not insane. This is where I rank all of the ultimates in the game. Let me know what you guys think. As an update, I am I did hit Ascendant rank, so I have peaked in Ascendant. I'm playing on controller. I feel like just a couple months ago I was in Archon, so we're ranking up fairly quickly. Hopefully we can be the first player that I know of to hit Eternus playing on controller only, because there's zero aim assist on controller. It genuinely is playing the game on hard mode. But yeah, we hit Ascendant and we're gonna keep going. Let me know what you guys think of this tier list. Appreciate it.